paper first and unit number first. Unit number first, that is from bryophytes. Bryophytes. In bryophytes, the bryophytes are coming under the cryptogams. In cryptogams, algae, fungi, and bryophyte. Here in bryophyte, in our syllabus, there is one chapter for your study. The name of the chapter known as Rixia. Here, classification of the Rixia, that is division Bryophyta, then class Hepaticopsida, then order Marchantians, and genus Rixia, family Rixiaceae. So this is the classification. Then habit and habitat. Here the Rixia, which occurs in water as well as in terrestrial condition, as well as there occurs as epiphytes. So the Rixia occurs in all three stages, that is water, terrestrial, and epiphyte. So in the botany, it is called as plant amphibians. Means the plant which is grow in terrestrial condition as well as in aquatic condition. Then the thallus structure. In thallus structure, the Rixia shows the dichotomously branched structure. Here it is presence of apical notch or apical portion. At the base there is presence of rhizoids, and at the center there is a groove which is called as midrib. Here it is the posterior end or dorsal surface. On the ventral surface of the Rixia, it shows the structure, that is at center there are rhizoids which are used for absorbing water from the surface, and at the margin there are presence of scales. So this is the morphological structure of the Rixia. Then internal structure of the Rixia, that is internal morphology. In internal morphology, it shows the thallus, internal or VS of thallus. It is called as VS of thallus. In VS of thallus, it shows cup-shaped structure. In cup-shaped structure, it divided into the assimilatory zone and second part, that is storage region. Then it shows the scales at the end, and below the thallus the rhizoids are present. These rhizoids are of two types: the smooth walled rhizoids and tuberculated rhizoids. So in objective, the two types of rhizoids are present. Which are these two types? That is smooth walled rhizoids and tuberculated rhizoids. Here in the storage region, the cells are parenchymatous, and these cells closely packed below the assimilatory zone, and these cells are also called as cortex. And second, it is called as storage region because it stores food material in the form of starch. Above the storage region, the photosynthetic filaments are present, and these photosynthetic filaments, the cells are arranged in one line, one above each other. These cells, photosynthetic cells present in the photosynthetic filaments, these cells are green in color because in the cell there is a presence of chloroplast. So these are the photosynthetic filament. In the filament there is presence of chlorophyllous cells which contains chloroplast, which is used for photosynthesis and for the production of food material. At the tip of the filament, at the tip of the photosynthetic filament, the cells are large, and these large cells, which are called as epidermis, means here it is a upper epidermis, and at the base the single layer parenchymatous cells. To the lower layer it is called as lower epidermis. Here upper epidermis, which is single layer, in between the epidermal cell there are air chambers. And which are opened by air pores. In exam, it is asked for short note. So, internal structure of thallus or the various of thallus in Rixia. And the next part in this, that is the reproduction. In the reproduction, in Rixia, reproduction takes place by two methods, that is vegetative and sexual. In vegetative methods, there are birds, bulbils, then adventitious branches, then gymmi or gymma, and fragmentation. So, 5 types of the vegetative reproduction. In the first, fragmentation, the old parts of the thallus breaks and there is formation of fragments, and these fragments forms the new thallus of Rixia. In gymmi, on the thallus, sometimes the cup-like structure called as gymma, when these are detached from the thallus, forms the new thallus. Then adventitious branches, here in a TS we show that the adventitious branches which are when separate from the thallus, they produces the new thallus of the Rixia. Then tubers, here birds and tubers. In tubers, in the adverse condition or in the drought condition, the food material which is stored in the thallus, which goes towards at the tip, and which are stored in dark and thick portion called as a tuber. In the next season, in favorable condition, when favorable condition occurs, at this stage they produces the new thallus of the Rixia. The next part, that is sexual reproduction. In the sexual reproduction, It shows the sex organs, sexual reproduction. In the sexual reproduction, first the sex organs, that is male sex organ called as antheridium. The female sex organ called as archegonium. First, the male sex organ, that is antheridium. Here, antheridium shows a conical structure, club-like structure, divided into two parts. The upper part called as jacket and lower part called as a stalk. Stalk is made up from 2 to 3 layers of the cell present in the stalk, and in jacket the outer membrane of the antheridium, which is thick parenchymatous cells and which gives protection to the antheridium. Then inside the antheridium the cells are present. These cells are called as androcyte, and these androcytes, which are more in number, arranged one above the other, and each androcyte, there is androcyte mother cell, here it is called as androcyte. Then each cell of the androcyte, which is metamorphosed into here the structure known as anthrozoids, and when it separates, it produces the structure like this, and at the tip they produces a flagella. Here anthrozoid, this is the male gamete of the rhexia. It shows nucleus and flagella. So here, when there is a crack to this antheridium, many anthrozoids which are released from the antheridium. The next sex organ called as archegonium. Here, archegonium, which is conical, shows structure flask-like. In flask-like structure, at the base, which is attached to the gametophytic thallus, means the food supply to this archegonium and antheridium, both are food supply from the thallus. That is, here the antheridial chamber. In the antheridial chamber, there is a production of antheridium. Like this, archegonium also grow. So here archegonium divided into two parts, that is upper part called as neck and lower part called as venter. The upper part, which is again shows the 4 cells. These 4 cells are called as cover cell, and these cover cells are 4 in number. These cover cells are also called as lead cell, also called as cap cell. Below the cover cell, the 5 to 6 neck cells are present. So here there are 5 to 6 neck cells. These are called as NC. The neck cells are 5 to 6, and there are 5 to 6 tires present. Inside the neck, there are 6 to 8 cells. These 6 to 8 cells are called as neck canal cells. These neck canal cells, it is in short, it is called as NCC. Here 6 to 8 cells present, neck canal cells, and below the neck canal cell, the small cell present called as ventral canal cell. Ventral canal cell, and it is in short, it is called as VCC. It is single. And at lower part of the archegonium, large cell present called as egg, and this is the female gamete, that is egg. Next part, that is fertilization. In fertilization, then here single drop of the water which is required for fertilization. Then in rainy season on the thallus there is a water drops. In the water drops, these ankylozoids with the help of mucilage which are swim into the water and reaches toward the archegonium with the help of chemotactic movement. With the help of chemotactic movement, and when they reach towards the archegonium, before they reach in the archegonium, cover cell, neck canal cells and ventral canal cells, that is CC, VC, NC, C and VCC. These three cells are disintegrate. Due to their disintegration, there is formation of mucilage in the neck, and at the tip, in the mucilage, the anthrozoids are attracted. With the help of chemotactic movements, these anthrozoids enters into the neck. Many anthrozoids enters, but only one anthrozoids which is unite with the egg, and there is a formation of zygote. Here fertilization takes place, the zygote which is diploid. So the sporophytic phase starts, and from this zygote the nucleus divide, that is spore mother cells, and from this sporangium is formed, the sporangium of the Rixia, which is contains the outer layer known as calyptra, and from the calyptra it is a protective layer to the sporophyte. In the sporophyte of the bryophyte, there are three parts, that is food, seta and capsule. But in the Rixia, the only capsule is present, means in objective, there is objective on this, that is only capsule present in the Rixia, Anthoceros and Funaria. You write, that is only capsule is present in the Rixia. In Rixia, in the capsule region, it shows the tetrad spores. These are tetrad spores, and when water enters inside the capsule breaks, and spores which are released from the capsule, and they shows structure like this. Here spiny wall present, and these four spores which are separate and single spore form. This single spore from the capsule released, which is fall on the ground, and this single spore which is germinate called as germ tube. And when the germ tube increases the cells are divided and there is a formation of the new thallus of the rhexia. This is the new thallus of the rhexia, and these are the spores or spore germination. Here germ2 present, means here again the life cycle starts. Means in the bryophyte there is presence of alternation of generation. Alternation of generation. In exam there is a question, that is alternation of generation. So here alternation of generation means first is the gametophytic generation and second is the sporophytic generation. So both the generations are alternate with each other. So in bryophyte, in rhexia, there is alternation of generation is present. So here we completed the life cycle of rhexia from bryophyte. Finish.